So you're looking for a cure for Candida. Let's talk about that. Please leave your comments too and share your experiences with Candida. If you want to talk about your symptoms or how you think you got Candida, you got in that situation, because it's all different for each one of us. What helped you and what didn't help you? There's a lot. Sometimes we learn from the mistakes from experiences with doctors and different diets. But let's talk about this. I've been living with Candida for over 15 years and pretty successfully, I have to say, for quite a long time. For most of that time, I've learned how to live symptom-free, to not have any of the problems that so many people complain about. And that's what I want to talk about and share that with you. And maybe hopefully it will help you to be able to ease the symptoms or to eliminate them completely, as I have with my experience. So yeah, please share that in the comments, what your situation is, if you want to talk about it, and the pros and cons. So let's talk about how I recommend right off the bat, because a lot of people, especially if you're dealing with it right now and it's beginning, you want to know what can help. What's the cure? Well, basically the cure is, especially if you're dealing with an acute, serious situation with Candida right now. Some people it's the head fog, other people like me it's rashes on my skin like a fungal rash, and there's many other different situations and symptoms that people get. You should talk to your healthcare expert, your doctor, whoever helps you with this kind of thing, to get advice. All I am is a person on YouTube sharing his experience with you. But don't take anything that I say more than with a grain of salt. It's just my experience, but I'm happy to share it with you. It is in no way some type of medical advice at all. It's just my story. And so in my story, if I'm suffering really badly from Candida, though, which I haven't experienced in many, many, many years, because the thing that I've found and that I've heard from so many other people and experienced it firsthand, the way to really stop it is just an extremely low carb diet. Cut out sugar. You just have to cut sugar out. And so the tricky thing is discovering that there is sugar in almost everything, especially in America, in the United States. We have sugar in so many products that you wouldn't expect it to be in meat products. You go to the cold cut counter in your grocery store or supermarket, there's sugar in almost every type of meat that you buy. And then you have to learn all the different names for sugar, like dextrose and all of the other ones that end in ose. So you need to do a lot of educating of yourself. Also honey and maple syrup and anything like that that has the components of sugar, and also fructose, which is the natural sugar in fruit. It's still going to feed, basically all these things feed the Candida in the wrong way. And so you have to find a way to starve off the Candida so that it's like it shrinks down so much that it goes back to its kind of normal condition. Will you ever get back to the way you were before? It's a case by case situation. So that's the thing you need to do, is find out what sugar is in bread, it's in hot dogs, it's in bacon, sausage. So basically it's when you can see the meat yourself and you can control it, that's when you know that there is no sugar in it. But in cookies and bread, obviously all that kind of stuff. Mayonnaise, ketchup, there's a ton of sugar. The good news is that all of those products, if you look around, you can find those products. If you need to know some of them, please write to me in the comments and I'll be happy to share the name of a lot of those different products with you. Over the years I've learned where to find mayonnaise and ketchup and things that taste pretty good too. Now, if you're just coming off of still eating sugar and stuff right now, some of those are not going to taste as good to you because you're used to your good old, whatever, Heinz ketchup, and that's what you want to taste. There are a lot of options out there. Basically, the only sweetener you can use is stevia. You know, that's relatively healthy, and now they're mixing a lot stevia with monk fruit. Be careful with all of the sugar alcohols, and you can read up on that. Those can mess with your digestion a lot, and in the long run make you not feel so good. I would go on a 3-month really strict eating only some eggs for breakfast, then meat for the rest of the day with a green salad, only green. I would leave everything else out for now. Tomatoes, I wouldn't eat any onions or garlic. Cooked onions become very sweet. Again, you have to educate yourself on this stuff. That's why, just to keep it simple, it would be basically like a carnivore diet, all meat, but green salad, at least to have some greens in there. Use olive oil instead of any other dressing, and that'll help to keep things moving, so you don't get too constipated, which happens to some people when they start on that diet. But you could look up a carnivore diet, a strict carnivore diet where they only eat meat with salt, and that's it. That would also do it. That's the maximum of a low-carb diet. You could have eggs and meat with salt, and like green salad, green lettuce, green leafy lettuce that has really, really low carbs, and that will definitely, day after day after day, a person should start to feel the symptoms start to reduce within 3 to 4 days of doing a diet like that. Immediately it starts to starve the candida out. Now, if the candida has built up really bad in your system and it's systemic, it never got that bad with me because I got on top of it right away, even from the beginning when I first started having issues. Then maybe it'll take longer, and you have to realize that this is going to be like a way of life. You're not going to fix this in a week or a month. That's why that's why for myself I recommend doing it for 3 months, because in 3 months it takes a while to get used to it, but it'll ease all those symptoms, and you're gonna be eating so differently though, so you won't have the fiber that your body will need. So eventually, that's why the olive oil helps, using some olive oil. Eventually though, after 3 months, things like avocados, and then different types of things that have fiber in them, like flaxseed, ground flaxseed is really good, but I wouldn't start with any of those things because you really want to starve the candida out. You're almost like you want to kill it, but you don't really kill it. You just weaken it so much. And then start to incorporate some, as I've spoken in some of the other videos about, start to incorporate some fermented vegetables like homemade sauerkraut. So for now, that's what I'm going to recommend, and I plan to continue to give you some more information on candida, but this is one way to start. Please share your ideas, what you've done, what your diet was, what your regimen and plan was that helped you to reduce your candida. On the other hand, if you've been trying thing after thing and nothing is working, please share that with us too. I really look forward to hearing your comments on this issue, and I hope that in the long run, by sharing these ideas and giving you more tips, that we can help to control and help you to improve your lifestyle and the way you live with this really difficult situation.